Cancer is a disease that occurs when abnormal cells grow out of control and invade other parts of the body. Unfortunately, it is still a leading cause of death worldwide, accounting for nearly 10 million deaths in 2020. The most common cancers are breast, lung, colon, and rectum, and prostate cancers. But did you know that some of these cancers can be prevented or reduced by changing your diet? There are certain foods that contain carcinogens, which are substances that can damage our DNA and cause cells to grow out of control, forming tumors. So in this video, we will share with you 12 foods that can increase your risk of developing cancer. Make sure you watch the video until the end, as the last food will probably surprise you. So let's get started. Number 1. Processed meats. Processed meats are any type of meat that has been preserved by smoking, salting, curing, or canning. This includes hot dogs, salami, sausage, ham, beef jerky, and more. According to a 2019 review, processed meat is a major risk factor for colorectal and stomach cancer. A different 2019 review also found that it's linked with breast cancer. The methods used to make processed meats can create carcinogens, which are the harmful substances that can cause cancer. For example, curing meat with nitrite can form carcinogens called N-nitroso compounds. Smoking meat can also lead to carcinogenic polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons (PAHs). The World Health Organization classifies processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, which means that there is convincing evidence that it causes cancer in humans. The American Institute for Cancer Research recommends avoiding processed meat altogether. Number 2. Fried foods. Fried foods are delicious and tempting, but they may also increase your risk of cancer. This is because when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures, a compound called acrylamide is formed. This can happen during frying, baking, roasting, and toasting. Fried starchy foods are especially high in acrylamide. This includes fried potato products, like French fries. According to a 2018 review, acrylamide was found to be carcinogenic in studies done on rats. The International Agency for Research on Cancer considers it probably carcinogenic to humans. Acrylamide may damage DNA and cause mutations that can lead to cancer. So try to limit fried foods and choose healthier cooking methods like steaming or boiling. Number 3. Canned foods. Canned foods can be convenient and affordable. However, some of them may also be exposed to chemicals that can leach into the food and increase the risk of cancer. One of the chemicals that has been linked to cancer risk is bisphenol A. BPA is a synthetic compound that is used to make plastics and epoxy resins, but it is also used to line some cans to prevent corrosion and contamination. BPA can mimic estrogen, which is a hormone that regulates many bodily functions and influences the development of some cancers. According to a 2018 review, BPA was found to be carcinogenic in studies done on animals. The International Agency for Research on Cancer considers it possibly carcinogenic to humans, and some studies have found associations between BPA exposure and breast cancer, prostate cancer, and ovarian cancer. However, the evidence for BPA and cancer risk in humans is still not conclusive. Before we continue, if you have been finding this video helpful, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this one. Now let's get back to the video. Number 4. Overcooked foods. Overcooking foods can also produce carcinogens, especially when it comes to meat. When meat is cooked at high temperatures or over an open flame, it can form heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons (PAHs). These compounds can damage DNA and increase the risk of colorectal, pancreatic, prostate, and breast cancer. The American Institute for Cancer Research recommends avoiding charring or burning meat and choosing lean cuts of meat that cook faster and produce less drippings. You can also marinate meat before cooking to reduce the formation of HCAs and PAHs. Number 5. Alcohol. Alcohol is not a food, but it is another substance that is known to increase your risk of cancer. Alcohol produces carcinogens when metabolized by the body. It can also interfere with the absorption of folate, which is a vitamin that is important for DNA synthesis and repair. Alcohol can increase the levels of estrogen and other hormones that are associated with breast cancer. Heavy or regular alcohol consumption increases the risk of developing many types of cancers, such as in the mouth, throat, and voice box. The American Institute for Cancer Research advises limiting alcohol intake to no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 drinks per day for men. But remember, the risk of developing cancer increases with the amount of alcohol a person drinks. Number 6. Red meat. Red meat includes pork, beef, veal, and lamb. Red meat is a good source of protein, iron, zinc, and vitamin B12, but it may also have some negative effects on your cancer risk. Red meat contains heme iron, which can generate free radicals that can damage DNA. Also, like what we said, it can also form HCAs and PHs when cooked at high temperatures or over an open flame. Red meat can also increase the levels of N-nitrosyl compounds in the gut, which can cause DNA mutations that can lead to cancer. According to a 2018 review, red meat consumption is associated with increased risk of colorectal cancer. Another 2019 review also found that it's linked with pancreatic cancer. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies red meat as a Group 2A carcinogen, which means that it probably causes cancer in humans, but there is still limited evidence. The American Institute for Cancer Research recommends limiting red meat intake to no more than 18 ounces per week. Number 7. Microwaved popcorn. Microwaved popcorn may seem like a convenient and tasty snack, but it can actually contain harmful chemicals that can damage your DNA and increase your risk of cancer. According to a 2018 review, microwaved popcorn bags are often coated with perfluorinated compounds, which are used to prevent oil from soaking through the paper. Perfluorinated compounds can leach into the popcorn when heated and enter your body when you eat it. Perfluorinated compounds have been linked to various cancers, including kidney, bladder, liver, and testicular cancers. Another problem with microwaved popcorn is that it may contain artificial butter flavoring, which can release a chemical called diacetyl when heated. Diacetyl is a known lung irritant that can cause a condition called popcorn lung in workers who inhale it in large amounts. Diacetyl has also been shown to cause brain damage and Alzheimer's disease in animal studies. Number 8. Sugar and refined carbs. Sugar and refined carbs are not directly carcinogenic, but they can have indirect effects on cancer risk. Sugar and refined carbs can raise blood glucose and insulin levels, which can promote inflammation and cell growth. High intake of sugar and refined carbs can also lead to obesity, which is a major risk factor for many types of cancer. Some studies have found a link between high intake of sugar and refined carbs and increased risk of colorectal, esophageal, endometrial, pancreatic, and breast cancer. The American Institute for Cancer Research recommends limiting sugar and refined carb intake and choosing whole grains, fruits, and vegetables instead. Number 9. Potato chips. Potato chips are a popular snack, but they may not be the best choice for your health. Potato chips are high in fat, salt, and calories, which can contribute to obesity, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular disease. Potato chips are also fried at high temperatures, which can produce acrylamide, which is a probable carcinogen. A 2015 study found that potato chip consumption was associated with increased risk of colorectal cancer in women. Number 10. Fruits and vegetables contaminated with pesticides. Fruits and vegetables are rich in antioxidants, fiber, and phytochemicals that can protect against cancer. However, some fruits and vegetables may also contain pesticides, which are chemicals used to kill insects, weeds, and fungi that can harm crops. Pesticides can have harmful effects on human health, especially if they are ingested in large amounts or over a long period of time. Some pesticides have been classified as probable or possible carcinogens by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. Exposure to these pesticides may increase the risk of cancers of the lymphatic system, such as non-Hodgkin lymphoma and multiple myeloma. So, always wash any fruits and vegetables thoroughly before eating or peeling them to reduce pesticide residues. You can also choose organic fruits and vegetables that are grown without synthetic pesticides. Number 11. Hydrogenated oils. Hydrogenated oils are oils that have been chemically altered to make them more solid and stable at room temperature. They are often used in processed foods such as margarine, baked goods, snacks, and fried foods. Hydrogenated oils contain trans fats, which are unhealthy fats that can raise your bad LDL cholesterol and lower your good HDL cholesterol. Trans fats can also increase inflammation, oxidative stress, and insulin resistance in your body. All these factors can contribute to the development of cancer. According to studies, trans fats have been associated with an increased risk of breast cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer, and endometrial cancer. Number 12. Pickled foods. Pickled foods are foods that have been preserved in vinegar or salt water. Pickled foods are common in many cuisines around the world, and they can provide probiotics that can benefit the gut microbiome. However, pickled foods can also contain high levels of salt and nitrite, which can increase the risk of cancer. Salt can damage the lining of the stomach and increase the production of stomach acid, which can lead to inflammation and ulcers. Nitrite can react with amines in food to form N-nitroso compounds, which are carcinogenic. According to a 2017 review, pickled foods consumption is associated with increased risk of gastric cancer. A 2018 review also found that it's linked with esophageal cancer. So there you have it. These are 12 foods that can raise your risk of cancer that you probably eat every day. Remember that you don't have to eliminate these foods completely from your diet, but you should be aware of their potential effects on your health and moderate your intake accordingly. You should also balance your diet with plenty of foods that fight cancer, such as broccoli, cauliflower, berries, whole grains, fish, and olive oil. You should also quit smoking and try to avoid exposure to secondhand smoke. Other than that, you should limit your alcohol consumption and try to exercise regularly, as exercise lowers the levels of hormones and inflammation that can stimulate cancer growth. It also improves our blood circulation and oxygen delivery to our tissues, which can prevent the formation of tumors. So, what do you think of these cancer-causing foods? Do you eat some of them regularly? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.